All right, y'all. The episode everyone has been waiting for. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the top 5 small forwards heading into 2022-2023.
Yes, sir.
Let's
this is
get
the
it
one.
going. Let's address the elephant in the room.
Before we start, is Giannis considered a 3? That's the real question.
That was a question I was going to ask. I'm going to put him at 4. I'm going to put him
at 4?
Yeah,
Okay.
at the power forward position. I know it would be more interesting if we have him at 3, but
This would be even more interesting if number 77 would be at his proper position right now. Number 77. This is what we should be ranking him.
He's old news. We talked about him.
That's fine.
He was in pretty high on the point guard list.
That's fine.
On both of our lists. So Giannis, y'all, gonna have to wait to the next episode. Giannis, we're gonna have him at power forward. So top 5 small forwards. Who's number 1?
We should do like the 4s and 5s mix. Honestly,
No.
because of the 5s is
this ain't the All-Star game.
We maybe have a hard time finding 5 centers.
Yeah, I know who the hell the 5th best center in the league is. I'll tell you that much right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I mean, but still, though, you gotta give each position its rightful.
That's fine.
Pause.
Number
1.
Number 1, Slim Reaper, Kevin Durant.
Okay.
Arguably still the best damn player in basketball. One bad series does not change that. What he can do on the basketball court is something that we still have never seen before, like shooting over defenders, scoring in a variety of ways. Every level on the basketball court, can handle the ball. He is a creative player on the basketball court. He's back with the Brooklyn Nets. He's ready to go. He kind of, had his moment, but he's here. Like, I think he's still here, man. I think it's still Kevin Durant.
It's Kevin Durant, so that's not a crazy answer to say.
No.
I don't have the same answer, but I mean, again, a case being made that he's the best.
You don't have
player
the same answer as
you
for number 1. For number 1.
Correct.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Well, this is about to be a nasty episode, then.
Well, it's not really not when the number 1 person. I'm going to say LeBron James.
But,
what are we doing here?
It's funny because you flip flop. 1 minute playoffs matter. 1 minute, this player didn't go to the playoffs and stuff like that. Come on now, like which one is it?
LeBron James. Well, first of all, this is so ironic. Neither of arguably the 2 best players in the world received a single playoff win last year. So in this situation,
it's
if they're both, but I say it ain't like I'm arguing like KD versus Giannis or something.
Well, I mean, it's not. But you're wrong because like one is not in the best player in the world conversation. But I hear you.
You don't think LeBron James is the best player in the world conversation?
No, I do not. 4 is like over the Greek Freak at this point in his career. No, I do not. I think he has a chance to reclaim his throne, of course. But like after not making the playoffs, I love LeBron. He's one of my favorite players of all time. But not after making the playoffs, no, hell no. You can't sit up and say that like over Giannis. Hate to say it, but like,
hey,
it's hard for me to say.
Right. And I respect and appreciate you saying that because there's some people. As long as LeBron James is wearing an NBA jersey, he's top 5. He's still a human being. Feel me? We're not about to sit here and say, oh no. If you're not performing or whatever, then it is what it is. But that's not the case with me. At the end of the day, it's still LeBron damn James until I'm proven otherwise. And the thing is, too, he played well. I know the Lakers, played like ass. But he wasn't out there playing, averaging 12. He wasn't out there playing like shit. Okay? Yeah. So, LeBron, for me, and again, KD had a fantastic season. I know it also didn't end the way he wanted to, but I think when things like that, both sides have rough endings, even though Kevin Durant made the playoffs, still, again, no playoff wins. So, to me, those kind of cancel each other out. Now, I know the Lakers not even participating in the play-in tournament is disgusting. It makes me nauseous just thinking about it.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, they got that in common. LeBron could look at KD. KD could look at LeBron. Did you get a playoff win? No. Did you get a playoff win?
That's unfair, though, because it's just kind of like, at the end of the day, one still had a chance to actually win a playoff series, and one had to go through the play-in situation just to make the playoffs. One didn't even make the play-in tournament. So it's just like, that's a hard stretch to put LeBron over Kevin Durant at this point in his career, because I don't think it's anything when we talk about from a basketball standpoint right now that LeBron James probably does better than Kevin Durant, except for maybe his passing. because he is older. Like, as great as he is, like, I still think LeBron James is a top 5 player, but just for his, like,
right.
He's going to miss some games. Like, he's not the same athletically. Like, his bursts and his also, like, will of carrying teams, of having that mantle on his back, it's not, like, really what we've grown accustomed to seeing.
Bro, it's about to,
his career.
It's about to be LeBron James' 20th.
True. I'm just saying. I'm just like you.
No. I was just making a statement.
Yeah,
this is about to be LeBron James' 20th season in the National Basketball Association.
And we still having this conversation about, like, is he the best small forward in the game, which lets you know, like, how amazing LeBron James is.
This
of course,
year will complete his second decade.
I just can't have him
professional.
I just can't have him in number 1 right now. Not after not making the play-in.
Well,
not the playoffs.
We're in a very tough situation because
it's not his fault, though. It's not his fault. He showed up when he was healthy.
Exactly, and Lakers get that shit together, okay? Please, guys, for the sake of LeBron. And honestly, Lakers, if you don't want to do well for the fans, who gives a shit, right? The fans aren't paying, or they are paying out technically, but who cares, right? It is what it is. You go home, whatever. But for the sake of LeBron, I know y'all get tired of seeing a 37-year-old having to do every damn thing. I know y'all do. Got teammates on his damn team half his age. Like, come on, guys.
Yeah, LeBron was playing the center position, playing off ball. Like, he did everything.
Come on,
everything
guys.
last year.
Come on.
When he was on the court, like, that's health is the biggest factor when we talk about. That's the only drop off really. LeBron is, like, really have seen all his athletic scenes diminish, of course, but, like, he's still, like, a top 10 most athletic player in the league still with the drop off. So it's just kind of like, and also his shooting has improved since his, second tenure with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Like, he's a marksman for 3. Like, he can hit 3-point shots with consistency. Like, so you're right. Who's your number 2 though?
I mean, let's not get too carried away. It's still Kevin Durant.
I'm not gonna like my number 2. So
it's funny. I thought about saying that person at number 2. I did, but with that person not playing at all last season versus someone who just did and is still considered.
Oh, you talking about Kawhi? Oh, I respect.
You talking about somebody else?
Go ahead. Your number 2 is Kevin Durant.
Wow.
You talking about your number 2 is Kevin Durant.
What you're talking about? Yeah. So
number 2 is Kevin Durant. Yeah. Slow Reaper.
So yeah. My number 2 is Kevin Durant. And now that you're saying, I'm more thinking about who you got number 2.
Yeah.
So everything we just said. I mean, 1 and 2, LeBron and KD. Yeah, it's Kevin Durant, arguably the best player in the world. No need to talk about his resume. Yeah, I know what it is. Number 2. So who do you have? Who do you have number 2 if it's not LeBron James or Kawhi Leonard?
The best 25 under player in the world.
You gotta be shitting me.
Jayson Tatum is the second best small forward in the game of basketball today. He led his team to the NBA Finals. He's the first player out of the group of the 25 and under to go to the NBA Finals. He's a 3-level shot creator and elite defender on the opposite end of the court. This brother is special. This brother was down 3-2 in a series against arguably probably what most people would consider the best player in the world, and came out and had 40 and then forced him to a game 7 and still played well in the game 7 to get his team to the next round. Like, this brother is special. Like, people don't want to have to. It may be hard for some people to accept this, but, like, after Kevin Durant, it's not another small forward in the game of basketball better than Jayson Tatum. Jayson Tatum is here, folks.
That's the other social clip. Whatever the timestamp is right now, let's make sure we write that on the side.
That's the real.
I'm not mad. I'm confused.
Not just a social clip. That is the real. It's nobody, even in history. We talk about that 25 and under class, and we love Luka, Trae Young, Donovan Mitchell, Devin Booker. It's not one of those players that can do everything that he does, as great offensively. Luka Doncic, of course, but, like, defensively, like, it matters. Like, he's a two-way savant, two-way stud. This brother is serious. Like, he can go out and give you 40, and he also can go out and guard your best player. Like, he's serious, man. He's next. He's up next. He's up next.
So
he's up next.
Is he up next, or is he right now?
He's up next. When I mean up next, I mean future best player in the world. That's what I mean. Like, that up next. Like, MVP up next. Like, he's that guy. He's that guy.
I sure do hope so. Look, I'm gonna say something, right? At least you've been consistent. It's a crazy ass take, but at least you've been consistent. You've been, hey, like I said, I'm not mad. It's still Jayson Tatum at the end of the day. But that definitely caught me off guard. I was not expecting to hear Jayson Tatum, even ahead of LeBron James. That's a good little poll. Heading into 2023, who would you rather have, LeBron James or Jayson Tatum? Oof.
Jayson Tatum.
Oof.
Jayson Tatum, we talk about
who I'm going to war with in the NBA Finals? Oof.
Well, in the playoffs, you're going. Those are two different questions. Those are two entirely different questions. Who you going to war with in the playoffs? I'm picking LeBron probably over everybody. So it's just like those are two different questions. So yeah, Jayson Tatum, number
Fair
2.
Enough. Number 2. All right, who you got 3?
Oh, number 3. When it's still LeBron.
I was about to say that. All right.
It's still LeBron. It's like I can't have LeBron out of my top 3 after 1 year just of like with the Los Angeles Lakers with their injuries and stuff like that, and not being on the greatest team situation when we talk about fit with some of the players they acquire and stuff like that. And Anthony Davis still not playing really, so it's just like LeBron James averaging 30 in year 19. It's hard for me to have like him outside of my top 3. LeBron James is still that guy. He's still a stud. He's still the player. And he's still a high capable defender when it matters the most. It can lock up at times. And in the playoffs, like you said, going to war, I still don't see another player that I'm probably going to pick to go to war with, to lead my team, to have a chance of winning when everybody is healthy, knock on wood. I don't see another player I'm probably going to pick over LeBron James to go to war with because he's done it for so damn long. And it's been very, very successful at doing that.
Fair. And you bring up a good point too. Who we're picking to go to war with in the playoffs, NBA Finals, a lot different than, who are you saying is better heading into 2023?
Yeah.
So number 3, I have, I guess his next door neighbor at Crypto.com Arena, Kawhi Leonard. I think Kawhi Leonard.
He hasn't played in a whole year.
You're right, absolutely right. But I'm still going with Kawhi. At the day and day we talk about two-way monsters, two-way beasts. Kawhi. It's funny. Kawhi may go down as one of the better players ever to never even really be considered like a true MVP candidate, let alone win it. But at the same time, you kind of know what he brings to the table.
That's on his own doing.
Right. Well, I didn't say whether or not. I didn't say the reason. I'm just saying, it's Kawhi's Kawhi. But yeah, I think he's going to remind a lot of people what the Clippers can do if fully healthy and if they, establish some true chemistry. I know I got a lot of or more older guys in that top 3 position. But I mean, at the end of the day, I think it's their quote unquote crown in their time until someone comes out and takes it. Now, I know what happened, in the bubble with Denver and against the Clippers, but at the same time, it's the new year. I think heading into this year, I think the Clippers are going to have a lot to prove, more specifically Kawhi. So far I got KD, no, I do not. I have LeBron James, Kevin Durant, and Kawhi Leonard. That 3.
That's fine. I'm not mad at the OG. Number 4 is going to be Kawhi Leonard for me as well.
Okay.
Even though he hasn't played this past year, I know what Kawhi is about on the basketball court. His game is also predicated on the skill set, which he's improved over the course of his entire career. Like, he came in as a defender, similar to Jaylen Brown as well. Like, these are guys, this is what we really talk about, like, when those raw stats match the overall improvement of your game. Like, when Kawhi came into the league, he was very, very raw. And now he is one of the best two-way players this game has ever seen. So his game is now predicated on skill sets. Never really was predicated on athleticism. So, like, I feel comfortable with knowing that, like, he's still going to be butter at the second level on the basketball court. He's still going to have his handle. He's still going to be able to shoot the 3 ball. Like, he's still going to possibly defend at a high level depending on, like, certain matchups and things like that. I don't feel like, I can't have a healthy Kawhi outside of my top 5, even though he hasn't played in a whole year. I feel like coming into this year, you're considered healthy. And as long as that's the case, Kawhi will forever be in my top 5.
Yeah. And it's like, Kawhi is one of those players who has the benefit of the doubt because, like, even
similar to Kevin Durant when he was out.
Exactly. It's like, okay, even though they, they're injured, they're going through some, you still know that, okay, when they're fully healthy, when things are going their way, hey, man, they done did enough for us to give them that say, like, okay, they'll probably be okay. But you got Kawhi. So Kawhi was your 4th one.
Yeah.
Okay, number 4 for me, got Jimmy Butler. I'm big on like playoffs / showing up / two-way / dog. Remember, I forgot what episode it was when we were talking about Jokic got that dog in him. Jimmy got that dog in him, bro.
Yeah, sure.
So I'm gonna go with Jimmy at 4. I thought about maybe some people, I don't, but consider Jimmy a 2. But with Jimmy being a 3, I have him at number 4 in my small forward spot. And it's not just because I'm still holding on to what he did to the finals and the bubble and all that, but Jimmy is still Jimmy. I think one thing I like about guys like Jimmy Butler is that you can always count on him to show up, right? Even if stats, aren't there, he's a human being. Everybody got bad games every now and then, but he's still going to be there. He's still going to be Jimmy Dan Butler during the postseason. I know during the regular season, might be some games missed, but that's probably because he sees a bigger picture. And being down there in South Beach, I'm still going with Jimmy Butler at number 4. I like my.
I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it at all. Jimmy Butler, represents the Miami Heat, a team I grew up supporting because Dwayne Wade is my favorite player of all time, of course. So I'm not mad at it. I hope the Miami Heat get it done this year because to me it feels like it's a winner, but it's the past 2 years feels like it's a winner bust situation. And then like this year going into like not trading anybody and not like really like improving your overall roster, you stayed the same. So that means you're comfortable with the guys you have. Jimmy Butler has proven since he's been in Miami that he is a number 1 option on a championship caliber team. So I got to have him at my number 5, even though I'm struggling because of what you said. Like going to war in the playoffs, yes, Jimmy Butler, definitely. But like you still got to get to the playoffs and regular season as well. And so sometimes, he's able to coast a way that some players aren't really. So I was struggling with having him in my top 5 over PG. But
Good name.
I got to get an edge to Jimmy Butler because Jimmy Butler has done it as a number 1 with taking his team to the NBA Finals. So
wow,
I'll give it to
you don't have a my apologies. Go ahead.
No, that's it.
So you don't have Paul George in your top 5?
No, it's hard for me not to have Paul George in the top 5, but he's number 6. But I don't have him in my top 5 because I feel like you got to get an edge to Jimmy Butler. I mean, one thing that we have listed all my guys have in common is that they've all led a team to the finals as the best player on their team, as the number 1 option throughout the entire duration of the playoffs. So that's why my top 5 is what it is.
Damn, it sucks, man. You don't have Paul George on your list, and I rock with Paul George heavy. But I don't have him on mine either. I was hoping at least one of us did. That way I wouldn't feel as bad.
Yeah.
But duty calls. Number 5. Might surprise some people. I have DeMar DeRozan.
It's
I have DeMar DeRozan at number 5.
It's kind of like it's getting comical. It's getting comical now. It's really getting comical. Like I really want to like drop my mic and turn it
I'm
off.
so glad.
It's really getting comical. It's really getting crazy. Like I can understand like you like not having him as high as I have him, but the fact that he's not in your top 5 when he's the best 25 and under player.
You keep saying that 25 and under. That is irrelevant.
That's crazy.
When we are talking
How's
about
that
this,
irrelevant? You got Luka in your top 5 on the point guards list, but you don't have Jayson Tatum in your top 5 on the small forward list, and he's like they're neck and neck. Even if you think Luka's better than Jayson Tatum, that's crazy to me.
And my explanation of having Luka had nothing to do with him being 25 and under. Luka could have been 21, 31, 41. That don't matter.
Okay, even that, you should have Jayson Tatum because Jayson Tatum has done more in his small career than DeMar DeRozan has done his entire career. So let's not get crazy. Like that's insane. Well,
first of all,
it's insane.
You try playing against peak LeBron 6 years in a row, and look how that turns out.
But I also seen, and I'm a huge DeMar DeRozan fan, but I also seen DeMar DeRozan in the playoff moments not have big moments compared to Jayson Tatum. If we just comparing the two, like Jayson Tatum has already had more big time playoff moments than DeMar DeRozan. When we're talking about being down 3-2 to the defending champs and put them out their misery in the Eastern Conference semifinals to get to the Eastern Conference Finals. So it's like, come on, Theus. Like enough is enough. Enough is enough.
Couple things. One, another small forward wasn't playing in those games. That's one. But number two, he said
a dynamic duo. Let's not get
okay. Well, Chris Middleton It's very cold. Anyway, another thing that should be addressed. There's a viral clip, I believe, Ahmad. You correct me if I'm wrong in this. Of you, on YouTube as of right now, talking about DeMar DeRozan, talking about how at the time DeMar DeRozan should have been an MVP candidate. Am I right or am I wrong?
That's true.
So let's not make it seem like I said someone that's like, well, yeah, I don't know. If this brother is going to have to be an MVP candidate at some point during the season, come on now. That ain't crazy to have him in my top 5. Love Jayson Tatum, but
just because you're an MVP candidate or what you do in a regular season does not automatically make you a top 5 player at your position when everything is all said and done. Because arguably, like, he's not one. You can make it a case that Nikola Jokic, who just won the MVP, Nikola Jokic may not even be in my top 5 or probably your top 5 for best basketball players in the world.
Oh, well, that's not the same thing. We're not talking about best basketball players. We're talking about small forward position. Are we not?
He's not better than Jayson Tatum. He's not better. It's comical. It's funny.
Why are you defending Jayson Tatum so much from not Paul George?
It's comical. He's not better than Paul George either.
Okay, well, it took you this entire time to mention Paul George.
Well, you asked me. I wasn't thinking, but I'm so caught up in the fact that you don't have Jayson Tatum in your top 5 is really ridiculous. Like, it's really insane. But DeMar DeRozan's not better than Paul George as well. You heard what I said. My top 5, every guy on my list that's been a number 1 option for entire playoffs and who's led their team to the NBA Finals. DeMar DeRozan, as great as he is, hasn't even led his team to. I don't even think has he been to the Eastern Conference Finals? Has he been to the Conference Finals?
Like I
has
said,
he been to the Conference Finals? Answer the question. Has he been to a Conference Finals?
Play against LeBron James in the playoffs. How many players have been successful doing that? How many?
Paul George, a guy that you didn't include in your top 5. Paul George has been.
Paul George has been successful eliminating LeBron James out of the playoffs?
No, but he's been successful going up and competing against LeBron James in ways that DeMar DeRozan has not been.
So my question remains the same. He hasn't been successful either. I don't care if he's played. Did he win? Yes or no? No. That's what you mean? How is that nasty? It's LeBron James we're talking about.
Playing.
Had DeMar DeRozan got.
Yes, that's fine. But like playing against your competition, going head to head, and still playing up to your caliber is totally different than your team winning a series. Paul George went against LeBron James and played up to his caliber.
Absolutely.
But his team did not win. DeMar DeRozan went up against LeBron James and did not play up to the DeMar DeRozan caliber in those playoff series. It's a difference. Jayson Tatum, as a rookie, went up against LeBron James and played up to his caliber. He didn't shrink in the moment. So it's just like, let's be real. Andy was the best player as a rookie on that Eastern Conference Finals team against LeBron James. You gotta let
that narrative go.
That's
because the way you be wording, you would think Jayson Tatum was out here averaging 40 and the rest of the Celtics were just bums. It was a bunch of Cubs going against one Lion.
He still was the best player.
It wasn't like Jayson Tatum was just,
was the best player.
Oh my goodness. And the rest of them were just,
the best player, though.
It was a group effort, bro. And LeBron James just so happened to be better than everybody else. It was not Jayson and LeBron mano y mano. It was a bunch of young Celtics players trying to take LeBron down.
But he was still the best player, though.
Oh, absolutely.
So he was still the best player. He didn't fall apart. George. He didn't fall apart.
It's tough.
He didn't fall apart.
What was he, 19? He could have averaged 9 points a game and no one would have said anything. Was he a rookie?
How do you not have Jayson Tatum not in your top 5 small forward when Jayson Tatum literally knocked off Kevin Durant, literally knocked off Giannis Antetokounmpo, literally knocked off Jimmy Butler, all in the same playoffs, but he's not a top 5 small forward in the game? That's crazy. That's insane. Theus, you're trolling.
You gotta
be trolling right now.
Because unfortunately, with Jayson Tatum, okay, he's had a team, and more importantly, a number 2 option that some people can argue should be ahead of him.
You can't.
There are some.
You can't argue.
Do you think it's unanimous that Jayson Tatum is better than Jaylen Brown? Do you honestly think that?
It should be if you watch a game of basketball.
Unanimous?
It unanimous. Should be. Not unanimous, but nothing's really unanimous.
Okay.
Nothing's really unanimous if you really get down to it.
Who's better, Kevin Durant? There are some things that are unanimous. Kevin Durant or Jayson Tatum, that should be unanimous. There should not be a single person that says, even with that, what happened this last postseason.
Okay, some things are unanimous. Some things are unanimous. But it's not as most.
Let me give DeMar some praise here because I think I said DeMar DeRozan name and we done spent so much time talking about Jayson Tatum. So let me give DeMar DeRozan some flowers at least. If we're gonna have him, or I'm gonna have him in my top 5. This season clearly holds a lot of weight as to why I have him in my top 5. As a matter of fact, that might be the 95% of the reason why I have my top 5. If you can enter into the MVP conversation, that holds a lot of weight. Because some of the players that we done had, that we just done talked about, ain't really been in them. Jayson Tatum.
They was winning
Butler.
when it mattered the most. Because they was winning when it mattered the most.
They was winning when it mattered the most. Now again, be careful with that statement. Because I love Jayson, and you already know we're going to always give people flowers. But if you talk about when it matters the most, you watched the finals. I know you did. So let's not open up that book, though. Let's not open up that book.
That's fine, but DeMar's not even getting there. So it's just like, even if you want to say, that's fine. I can talk about Jayson Tatum entering his first finals, and he had a better finals statistically from standpoint than LeBron James and Kobe beat Bryant. So I'm not gonna get caught up in one bad finals moments like some people like to do, because those are just narratives based on like people trying to waiting for somebody to fail. Because if you look at his stats looks very similar to LeBron's first finals appearance with the Cleveland Cavaliers, and it's better than Kobe beat Bryant's first finals appearance, who Kobe averaged I don't know, I think 13 points. So that's what I'm saying. Like, don't get caught up in playing bad, when it's just kind of like playing bad and missing shots are two totally different things. And that's what Jayson Tatum was really doing. He was missing a lot of shots that he's accustomed to making. That tends to happen. He went cold at the wrong moment. That tends to happen. And he played an amazing dynasty. Let's talk about who he played against as well. It's not like let's talk about he went cold and he was playing against the Memphis Grizzlies or somebody. That's something totally different. He played against a dynasty. Come on, bro. The Warriors have made several great superstars look bad. Several. Several. They made Russ and Kevin Durant look bad in a game 7. Several. And they made KD say, it's shit. I gotta get out of here. I gotta go jump shift. So please, let's not talk about they was playing like I don't know, the Nuggets. No, the Dallas Mavericks. And then Jayson Tatum just wet the bed. Come on now.
So if you could, for the lovely audience and no pumpers, could you name your top 5 small forwards again?
You know what? You should be lucky. Because I almost came on this podcast and said Jayson Tatum is the best small forward in the world. But out of respect for
who? Kevin not Durant, me. I'm about to say that. KD not my cousin.
Durant, I didn't do that, because it's just I still feel like Kevin Durant is arguably the best player in the world. So I can't come out and say that Jayson Tatum is better than him. But it's closer. It's close. Jayson Tatum's closer to being the best player or the best small forward in the world than not being a top 5. Easy.
Can you please name your top 5 small forward?
Top 5 small forwards headed to the 22-23 NBA season. Kevin Durant. Who's my second? Oh, Jayson Tatum.
The guy you've been talking about for the last 20 minutes.
I got so flustered. It's really ridiculous. My top 5 small forwards headed to the 22-23 NBA season. You got Kevin Durant, you got Jayson Tatum, you got LeBron James, you got Kawhi Leonard, and you got Jimmy Butler. Please say your awful list. Please say your awful list.
I'm about to get a buzzer. I'm going to get a boo and a clap buzzer. I'll clap for that. All right. The real list, ladies and gentlemen. Buckle up for greatness. Man, my top 5 small forwards heading into the 2022-2023 season. Number 1, LeBron James. Number 2, Kevin Durant. Number 3, Kawhi Leonard. Number 4, Jimmy Butler. Number 5, DeMar DeRozan. There you have it. Top 5 small forwards. There you go.
Kawhi ain't even.
There you go.
The fact that we just talked about finals period.
There you go.
Crazy. This guy's crazy.
Hey man, the game is a game, y'all. But yeah, I'm sure a lot of you all. That's what we need to start asking y'all. There's got to be a way to say which lists people agree with more. I guarantee you, outside of whatever the area code is in Boston, people would definitely
agree with your list, because you got LeBron James at number 1. That's the caveat. LeBron James fans, regardless of the fact that LeBron can be averaging 20 and 10, people gonna still say he's the best small forward, the best player in the world. So that's not of course. LeBron's number 1. You put it on social media, of course yours is gonna win. I don't mean they know what they talking about. Come on now, what?
LeBron James number 1. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I could have had the damn scrub at number 4. LeBron's got number 1.
You could have had LeBron at 1 and then I don't know, Chris Middleton at number 2, and people would have said, "Yeah, check it off. Check it off. That's the top of the list. That's the list."
I don't want to say a name, but I understand.
Let's say with Stephen Curry, you had Stephen Curry at number 1, and then you could have had Ricky Rubio number 2. Yep, Stephen Curry. That's the list. That's the list. Like, you know how these fan bases be, bro. It's crazy.
All right, y'all. Well, I hope y'all enjoyed this episode. This was definitely the toughest one. Look, I definitely hope y'all enjoyed this one because the Power Forward one gonna be good. That's certain episodes. We're gonna have to expand on the number 1 and 2 spots because gets a little wacky at 4. But yeah. All right, y'all. We're gonna see y'all. Peace.